Okay, so this is the Arduino powered fight stick. I'm going to edit it so this is on the right hand side near the corner, the actual fight stick, and then the game is being displayed prominently, so you can actually see the inputs that are being read and utilized in game. So you'll see that the joystick. Well, we'll go over this a little bit. These are the 8 push buttons. We'll go over their functions in game. This is the joystick. They all work via being connected to the Arduino through the ports B and D, and then grounded on one side. This is the daisy chained ground wire that's used to connect all of the buttons together, and then the single ground wire from the joystick also has its own spot, which allows us to just use one side of the actual Arduino Uno, which just makes it a little nicer. Cool. So I'm gonna try and use as little buttons as we can out here because there's actually an interface in the fighting part of the game that allows us to check what inputs are being registered and at what times. So this will look like I'm trying to again go frame by frame and calculate when inputs are being read on what frames. However, that's not what's happening. This is not a preference. This is forced because I'm recording the screen, and my computer can't handle that. So it's not more cool science. It's just really, really poor college student trying to present something. So I tried lowering the graphics to make it a little bit more watchable, but it's still pretty rough. Good news, this doesn't interfere with what's happening on the actual fight stick, as the fight stick is independent, clearly, obviously, and is sending and receiving data as gone over in the paper about once a millisecond, once every 1024 microseconds. Cool. So you'll see that in the game when I input directions, they get registered. We could also, because of the data buffer, if I do this, it reads it as top left, top right. I'm not very good at the actual getting the controls precisely. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Nope. There it is. I'm not used to playing on fight sticks, so it's gonna be a little sloppy, as this is my first one. Wow, the game's running nicely for half a second. That'll change. Don't get used to that. Yeah, so then this is the light attack. There on the left-hand side, you'll see the controls I'm actually putting in. So this is the medium attack. It's a heavy attack. This is a special attack. This is assist 1. This is assist 2. This is the start button. Cool. Oh, I hate to press B. Cool. So this is what... this is all that's utilized in fighting games. So you'll see that I'm able to... I'm going to try to combo, but no promises with this, with the lag. Again, this is computer caused. This is nothing to do with the fight stick. You'll see that, you'll see as I do this combo, every single time I put in a button, even if a character is in the middle of an animation, it'll update on the left-hand side. So every time I push a button, it'll update on the left-hand side. So you'll be able to see how much I spam. I'm gonna go for it one more time. I'm just gonna let it go. Okay, I have problems. I was gonna go for it a third time, but it gets the idea across. So it's able to register both the push buttons at the same time. It's able to register not even just 2, but this is not how you do this. It's able to register all 6 of them at the same time. It would be able to do it with start and select as well. But this will just pause the game, so can't really show that. It can also do this with one of the cardinal directions and as many buttons as I want. Yeah, I could. I just don't want to smash it. Yeah, so the choice behind it being cardboard was a fun one in that I saw the prices of other fight sticks, and I decided to mock them by making one that's super cheap. Then I realized, wow, this would look way nicer if it's made out of wood, so I'm going to remake this out of wood one of these days. But besides the cardboard, which even, it still holds fine, like, very solid, very sturdy, and it's able to like take the mashing. It's just not preferable because it doesn't feel like it has good integrity. But yeah, that's the actual outputs in game, and you'll see that so the reason we have it updating at the 1024 microseconds, as talked about in the paper a little bit, whenever we try to go lower than about, I think it was 1010 microseconds, when I was trying to do this command or this command, it would eat the second input sometimes, meaning that, so this is what's called a forward dash and a back dash, forward dash. And they're very integral movement options in the game. Even then, we just wouldn't want a faulty stick, but having it directly impact the game was a definite no-no. So we decided to just take our 1 microsecond worth of lag and not have race conditions, and just give the buffer time to transfer data, and give the serial buses chances to actually catch up with what's being requested of them. Yeah. I don't know why it happened specifically with these. We actually tried switching around the pins to see if that was the issue, just because you never know sometimes. But that was not the case. It was just that inputs would be eaten. But normally it wouldn't eat like any multi buttons. So it might be something with how the Sanwa joystick is actually. I was gonna go for a combo again. I wanted to impress you. It's so different. But that's a story for a different time. So what we'll get into now. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is footage of me in a ranked game, alongside me using the board in a ranked game. Now, this is not indicative of the of the actual controller. Like I said, do not know how to use this. It's a very strange interface to me currently still. But I'm going to, I wanted to practice to be able to impress on the video, but I just have had so much to do. Anyhow, speaking of things to do, the things I tried to talk about during this video but was incapable of because of the pressure was how how cool it was to be able to actually implement the polling base timer on the AT Mega 328P, because of the issues it actually gave me on the PIC 18F family the first time we were learning about it. You'll see right now I'm steadily losing the game and my mind. However, the controller working perfectly. Anyhow, just thought I should acknowledge what's happening in the background. I just wanted to prove that this could be viable at a competitive level. And obviously this is the case, as in the paper, it's actually more competitively viable than what my opponent is using. I'm going against my friend, and he's using a DualShock 4 because that's what we both started playing on. And he, however, is just more accustomed to his controller, whereas mine is is too new, too fancy. I got into a BMW before I knew how to drive, type of thing. Maybe stick shift was more the comparison there. It doesn't matter. So I really did enjoy being able to actively learn, or actively feel like I was learning about, I guess just I improved from my skills. Originally obviously like that's going to be with anything, but like with the microcontroller, specifically CCP-Con and just any CCP or timer based, that stuff really did confuse me when we were first going over it. And it did take me a while to get the actual gist of, but going through it again in the Arduino made things, well, it didn't make things, I knew what I was looking for because I knew what I'd struggled with the first time, and I knew what I needed to, I knew what I needed to do. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but like when we were looking for the formula to determine the whatever their capture and compare is, I forgot the name. The formula was just like a slight variation of what had been used on the PIC, and I remembered how to actually, like, I just knew, like, I just knew what to do and how to handle it, and it was very cool. So that was probably my favorite part of the entire project, was just actually feeling, well, I think it was everyone's, where everyone kind of had that aha moment where they saw how things related between the PIC 18 and or just microcontrollers in general. I think that it's going to continue to translate well into our careers, which is exciting. So the purpose of this video, as previously stated, was to like show is competitively viable, and I don't want to brag, but I ended up taking 2 of his characters on a stick that I am very unfamiliar with, which was I don't want to say it was all the stick, but genuinely I might as well have just been slamming my face into the buttons and just wiggling the the joystick randomly. Faster inputs makes a better gamer. Point proven here. Almost. If I had won, whew, my gosh, that would have been all this video was about, was how good the stick is. Actually just makes the gamer, but not quite the case here.